This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday.
Oh.
Well, Lindsay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what the plan was.
You dropped there.
Lindsay took it.
Right in there.
I didn't know what the plan was. I liked it. We're going with it. It's
right.
Friday.
Let's
Nice.
roll.
That's our new tradition.
Roll.
All right,
Lindsay, no dead air Granger.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's September 20th. I'm here with Al Brandon, no dead air Lindsay, and I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. Rudy Giuliani, the president's lawyer, contradicted himself on live TV last night. I hope y'all were watching because I was with the popcorn. It all happened on CNN. Take a look.
And you want to cover some ridiculous charge that I urged the Ukrainian government to investigate corruption. Well, I did, and I'm proud of it.
Well, then
And
it's not a ridiculous allegation. You just
admitted it.
admitted
Ridiculous allegation.
You just admitted it.
It's a ridiculous allegation.
Rudy,
of course,
you
of
just
course,
admitted
of
that you
course
did
I
it.
should.
So, very interesting, and you better believe social media lit up after that. There's some snickers here. One person tweeted, quote, "If Rudy Giuliani's family loves him, they will get him help now, not tomorrow, now." And another tweeted, "To say Rudy Giuliani is bat bleep crazy is truly insulting to bats and bleep."
Yeah.
So, real quick, and this is a complete rumor, and I just want to give you the inside scoop of what people say. Again, all speculation, not confirmed. He likes to apparently go out and have a nice steak dinner in New York with a couple martinis, and then he kind of gets riled up, and he likes to go on cable news, sometimes CNN and Cuomo, because they've done it together before. So I just want to put that out there as perhaps some of the reason it was so bonkers.
I'll just say this. I've been doing stand-up professionally for 14 years. I have a PhD in drunk people after shows. How'd you get into stand-up? 'Cause my brother is funny. I've talked to this guy my entire career.
So that's what you think.
Touchy, weird, like you're my wife. You're like, hey, like look, whatever.
Again, just speculation, but
obviously we know nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in my 14 years,
That's what you
40
saw.
weeks on the road, I've met this guy before. It looked like he's feeling no pain.
Feeling good.
I don't think he was
feeling-
drunk. I think he went on there on the
Did you
attack,
see that
obviously.
face?
Yeah, he was pissed off, though.
Okay,
He
so
went-
Lindsay, is this a tactic? Talk to me. Do you think this is a
I
tactic?
don't think this is a tactic. I think he was upset about the news of the day, went on there without a proper plan.
Okay.
And Twitter is unforgiving, so I
Right.
think everyone is attacking.
Dude, that was an
him. But,
unforgivable interview.
But it
You
was
have
a
to
mess.
admit.
It
Lindsay,
was a
look at
mess.
those
You can't
eyes.
even-
Look at those eyes. What, do you just have some sleepy time tea?
No, he's a tired man. He had a long day. He has a
Did
big
you
job.
hear that? Lindsay goes, he's a tired man.
Wow.
All right, we're going to move on, but let us know, DBL, what you think, okay? Now, a picture of the president has gone viral. Here it is. Do you see what's in the back pocket?
There's so many things.
Okay, so let's ignore the hair. And
That's
the
like a highlights magazine.
Find what's different. That's a wad of $20 bills. Now, the president said he carries it to give tips at the hotel. So what I'm going to ask you guys around the horn is, what is the appropriate tip from the president if you're working at a hotel?
I want hundreds.
You
You're
want
the president of the
hundreds?
United States, I want hundreds.
You want a Benjamin Franklin?
Absolutely. I don't
Okay.
want a $20 bill. Come on now. Like, no one keeps cash around anymore. It's
You're making that he has a
2019.
wad of 20s that staffers say he's left when he plays golf. He gives to everybody around. He's left on
So I
hotel
want
stands.
hundreds. I want hundreds.
It could be
Yeah.
1,000. It's a wad.
The guy's a billionaire, isn't he?
Nobody complains about getting a tip, Brandon. This is ridiculous. If you were a waiter, you would accept
I'm gonna
any
get you right
20.
now. I'm gonna get it right now. I'm gonna get it right now.
Everybody's gonna get it right
We just went to go get bagels.
Yes.
And you know the flippy thing where you have to do it. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, the laptop thing had called me out because of my tip." You gave $1 tip.
I haven't gotten paid yet. I just started on the show. I haven't gotten paid yet.
Wait, how much was the bagel?
How much was
No, it was a $10 meal. I gave
So
a dollar
you
tip.
10%? That's good in 1950. No, that's really good. If movies are a nickel and the milkman is he's
Next
good
week
at the
I'll give $2. I haven't gotten paid
Yeah, she
yet.
hasn't gotten paid. Can we be honest? She hasn't gotten paid. Let's be honest.
There are
and fair.
so many, like because Tori,
I got your back.
You always talk about you tip the hotel maid at the end of the week.
And the way I do it, so you know, is I put a 20 or a 40 in my hotel when I
40?
leave.
A
It's
$40
a special
bill.
magical
That better be
bill.
of old
And then
English.
two 20s.
I'm not
not giving out 40. Are you kidding me?
I put it down and I say for everyone, and it's for the hotel staff.
Do you think it makes it to them?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense, Al. Tori is kind of messy, so if you're gonna clean up after her, you deserve a 40.
I'm saying the only time you get in 40 is you make all my towels into animals. Now, if you get that, if I get the elephant and the swan,
Jungle Book in
You're getting a 40. All right, guys. Well, this started off also as a joke, and then the United States Air Force warned people not to raid Area 51. But check this out. Thousands of people have still traveled to a pair of very, very, very small Nevada towns. These pictures on Twitter prove it. And check this out. Someone actually did the Naruto. Did I say it? Naruto. Dang it.
Naruto.
Run on live TV.
Oh, it's a 10 for form.
I had to be explained about the Naruto, but it's a very popular things with the kids these days. I feel like I'm 800 years old.
Wow.
It's like the animation of Dragon Ball Z and all that. It's like an anime
Exactly.
thing.
So we're joking around.
Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know, we're too old, but can I just be honest? We're joking around, but how serious and how sad and sort of, can I say, pathetic is this?
But it's not sad. People go to Woodstock, people go to Burning Man, people go to
it's not a military.
out there. As long as you're not inciting violence or you're inciting a riot or anything, let them go outside.
It's a military incident. Like, I know we joke around it about everything, but some things have to be taken seriously. This is a military incident. Do you want like a bunch of kids goofing around like on an aircraft carrier? Like, this is
outside
weird.
the gates, Al.
No.
Outside the gates.
After everyone said that aliens are real yesterday, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm curious what's behind those gates. However, I
Would
wouldn't
you
go as
storm
far.
it with Naruto?
Yeah, but they're not storming. They're running around.
God darn it.
They're running around outside of the gates, like Brandon said.
Thank you.
What's the
Let 'em
problem?
have
Because it's a lot of distraction for our men and women who are standing up there on the wall protecting that area.
If people run around the airport, it's not distraction for the planes that are about
I don't
to go
think
in
you're
the
going to
air.
allow people to just, well,
Tori.
that's
People
fair.
can run around the
That's a fair
airport.
point.
No one is ever out there. This is great for them to be able to see people.
They don't need entertainment.
There's only 51 people in the town.
That's what
They
I'm
clearly
saying.
don't want to see people. That's why they moved
So
there.
if I'm on a watchtower and I've got to keep watching, now I get to watch people in Naruto run all around. I get to have fun for a little bit because after that, I got to go to a Holiday Inn or something after this.
Try saying that to a soldier. Tell them what they think. My earrings.
Man,
caught.
let
Here
the
we go.
kids have fun. Hey, come on now. Come on now. You're showing your age.
Military.
All
Showing your
right.
ages.
Ladies out there, do you ever want to go topless in public? Whoa, sorry.
Whoa.
Well, now you can legally bear it all in at least 5 states, including Utah, Colorado,
Yes.
Wyoming, New Mexico, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So I want to know from you guys, kind of seriously, is this a victory for women, and are you going to go topless in public, Lindsay? I'm sorry I had to bring that
Thank
up.
you for. Look, I support.
Welcome to the panel.
Sorry about that.
I don't intend on going topless anytime soon, but I do support the free the nipple movement. I get it. It's about women just claiming their power, which is important.
Wow,
but
good
I
for
don't think that like walking around. What if you're at a public pool? I don't want to see a grandpa dad with his stomach out. I don't want to see a woman with her breasts out. You know,
Okay.
just like I think it's a bit much. And all these we brought up in the meeting. All these places have tons of space in them. Space to privately show your boobs.
I got it. Now, publicly, if you're walking around and you're doing a nice jog, do you jog?
Yes.
And you saw a topless woman, would you be able to, being a really, strong man, just keep jogging?
Yes, as opposed to what? Stop and get arrested? No. I'm going to keep jogging and live my life. I've been to Europe before, and I've
Are you going to
lived to
ogle? Are
tell
you
the
going to
tale.
do the look? I know you can do the look.
No, I mean, I'm going to glance.
You got to glance.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be.
But it'll normalize, I think, over time.
To some people, you can normalize it.
Okay.
Like I'm worried about those predators out there because all it takes is for one incident, and then you're going to see that side.
Look, it's gonna happen, Brandon.
You're
You're
going to see
right.
that side
You're
of
right.
people like, see, you asked for it.
But guess what? There are always going to be problems, but you got to normalize something for it to be real. When women first wanted to vote, there were problems. People were like, no! That's what they said.
That was
good. All right, for the first time
According to
ever.
that dress, you were there when they said it.
Oh, man, it's going to be all day. I was asked about the Oregon Trail
Congrats on the
earlier.
suffrage movement.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, for the first time ever, a visibly pregnant CEO is on the cover of a business magazine.
I love this.
Is Audrey Gelman. Let's give a round of applause.
Yes.
The CEO of The Wing. It's a woman's co-working space. She says, look, it's important to show it's possible to run a business and start a family. Can I be first really honest? I am shocked this is the first time. I can't believe it's 2019 and this is the first time we've seen a pregnant woman. Am I too liberal to be shocked? Are you guys not shocked?
No, I'm not shocked at all because, I mean, one of my goals growing up was to be Stedman. Just marry a really powerful woman like
Why not?
Oprah,
Right.
you know? And this is,
There's
I
still
mean, this
time.
kind of normalizes. Nah, I'm a little old
Still
now.
got your looks.
I'm a little old now.
Well, then you got to dip into an older pot. Go 55 plus. Yeah. No, but hang out out at the Hilton.
No,
this is
I'm
great.
I'm
This is
happy.
great, right?
I'm happy about the magazine did this. It's important
Me
to
too.
see this, and it's hard for a woman to juggle all those things. So she's a role model. For
I think
sure.
to Audrey Gelman, we salute you, honestly. Well, DBL's live. Coming up, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are at the top of the presidential pack. But how old is too old to be president? Dale Hansen from our sister station in Dallas gives his DBL take. And you guys, you're not off work yet. You're the viewer and our fifth host. Forget he or she. Singer Sam Smith wants to be known as they. He's non-binary, so should you be expected to ask people what their preferred pronoun is? Oh, your comments are coming in next.
The cover of INC magazine because it stands for so much for us as women. I think that everyone tries to cover up how hard it is to be a woman and to be a CEO, an executive in any space, or even just try to be a working mom. And so hats off to her. I know we have Sam in our office who just announced she's having her second baby.
Yeah.
So, you know, hats off to all the boss moms out there. I think our parents did it. And so it's cool to see that it's normalized. And hopefully we'll match it with giving them the proper time off and paternity leave and all that stuff.
And I know it's inspiring for women to see it, but I think it's great for a lot of men to see that as well. Because I mean, in this day and age with entrepreneurship and people, you know, starting their own businesses and stuff, there are women. That whole gender gap and like, oh, are you mad? Or would you be mad if your wife makes more money than you? And all that conversation isn't what it used to be back in the day. So it's like for me, I know as you know, I'm dating and looking for someone. I want a woman who has that sort of personality in her to be a CEO and that sort of thing. So
Definitely.
I mean, it's
And I think I'm anxious to see like a future where women don't have to decide between career and family.
Yeah.
And to do both too. I mean, the story we did on Wednesday about Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, was 5 months pregnant, shooting Wonder Woman, like an action movie, you know?
Or
It's like-
Beyonce doing her whole, what was it, Lemonade?
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
Right, and it's just like, you know, I don't think it's fair that women have to
Oh my
decide. And
God, I'm
also, if
such
we
an
just
idiot.
balance some
You're
of it,
absolutely
I don't think it's
right.
fair that men have to go right back to work. I think it's a family unit. We should we figured out everything. We've made it to the moon. We can't figure out how to balance it so men and women can have a baby and both continue their career. That's what's going to stump us. Like, let's do better.
Or they is non-binary. Of course. I am so Welcome back to DBL and the 1800s, according to Al. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Merriam-Webster has added a new definition to a very well-known pronoun. So we're going to go kind of slow here. It's a little confusing, and I want people to just understand this. Here it is. They now refers to a single person whose gender identity is non-binary. So this might help explain it a little bit more. So for males, the proper pronouns include he, him, his. For females, pronouns include she, her, and hers. And for people who just don't identify as either male or female, pronouns are they, them, and their. So I just want everyone to get that because it can be confusing. Now, speaking of which, singer Sam Smith has now asked to be referred to as they. Smith said they no longer prefer to go by male pronouns. So, DBL Nation, should you be expected to ask people what their preferred pronoun is? Go ahead, Lindsay.
All right, so Barb from Facebook says, I'll call you whatever you want, but it's not my responsibility to ask you for your pronouns. If people want to be treated a certain way, they need to own up to their feelings and speak up. And Barb, I just want to get it right. And so if I don't want to ask somebody and offend them. So I just want to know how to move about this, and hopefully we can learn. It's something new for all of us, so I think we need to be progressive together and figure it out.
Did you say the word progressive? Did you say that word?
I think we should progress as a society and learn how to have the conversation.
All right, Sheila from Facebook says, if you ask someone their name, why not add this to the conversation? It will only help you get to know someone better and not offend them. It's not really an inconvenience at all unless you want it to be. Look, I have a trouble remembering people's names. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to struggle with this. And this shouldn't be a reason. If I accidentally call you him because you look like a male in that form, that shouldn't be disrespectful. I'm not saying it to be disrespectful to you. I'm learning this just as a lot of other people are, but I respect you in other ways while I figure this out, and a lot of people feel like
I think you speak for the audience a lot right now. I think people are confused and we're just learning, but we want to be respectful.
Yeah.
There's a way to say him after you've been told they that is disrespectful. Like, I'm not going to do what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, there's got to be a learning curve.
Right,
It's almost like if you go into somebody's home and their mom or dad has a different culture, different religion, you're like, oh, do I take my shoes off? Do I speak to the dad?
Exactly.
It's like there are things that you don't want to offend, but you want to learn.
Absolutely.
So there's got to. I hope anybody that is identifying with these pronouns gives some time for a learning curve, because I think a lot of people like Brandon and myself.
I agree.
Denise from Facebook says the use of they as a singular pronoun can be grammatically confusing. No doubt, Denise, it definitely can be confusing, and that's why we just talked about having a little bit of a learning curve. But just like anything else, you get used to it, and in 10 years, it'll be a
But just think if you're going to the like a police officer and you want to say, Al just punched me in the face. I go to the police officer and I'm like, hey, they hit me. Or no, it's
but
not
that's like one instance. Usually with a conversation,
but that's
it is confusing. Let's be honest.
Confusing in
but
a way,
I think we can all be trying to be respectful. I think that's what the comments said. All right. Well, coming up on DBL, is it possible to be too old for the presidency? Well, Dallas sportscaster Dale Hansen, known for his viral opinions, weighs in. Coming up next on DBL. You don't want to miss it.
Love Dale.
Yeah, me too.
Let's stay with this day. Let's stay with this because I'm a struggle.
Some people get upset, and that's the part that I don't understand because we're still learning it. So people, especially on social media, it's like call him the right thing as a sentence in a tweet. That it can be misconstrued for, okay, I'm trying to be rude and offensive.
I think people get upset because they don't know. Have you ever tried to put together IKEA furniture? And you get frustrated, you throw, and then you start yelling at your partner. You're like, why are we mad? Because you guys are. And it's like, wait, no, it's they, but he's one person, but they over there is two people. And I don't want to talk about this, because it makes you feel uncomfortable, to feel ignorant, and then also on top of that, to feel like you're offending somebody. I have a transgendered nephew, and it took a while. Because I knew him as a certain person for 15 years. So when I see that face, I called him by his other name, and it took a year and a half before I don't think about it anymore. It just takes a while, and this is somebody that I love and I see regularly. So if you're a person that doesn't encounter many people that have non-traditional binary names, it's going to take you a while. But don't get frustrated. Don't be mad at yourself. You just learn.
And we're leaving now, but they can't get frustrated at us.
And I told my nephew that. I told Josh that. I was like, you can't get mad.
Welcome back to DBL. How old is too old to take office? Well, former President Jimmy Carter is making headlines this week for what he said about putting an age limit on the presidency. Take a look.
If I were just 80 years old, if I was 15 years younger, I don't believe I could undertake the duties that I experienced when I was president. But one thing, you have to be very flexible with your mind.
Interesting. Well, our friend Dale Hansen from our sister station in Dallas is also weighing in. So here's Dale's DBL take.
There's a great argument in this country about how old is too old to be president, and I'm having a hard time coming up with a number. I'm 71. I know I look 68, and thank you very much, but I think I'm too old to be president. And now that all my fellow baby boomers are upset because age is just a number, let's discuss it a bit. Ben Franklin helped write the Declaration of Independence, and at the age of 70 was the oldest to sign it, and then signed the Constitution at 81. But does anyone think there's a Ben Franklin on the ballot? I don't think so either. Grandma Moses didn't start painting until she was 76, and as great as her paintings were, she was a painter. Ronald Reagan was our oldest president in 1980 at the age of 69, and I think he led America out of a very dark place. He made me proud to be an American again. But by the end of his second term, he wasn't the Ronald Reagan at 69 either. Maybe because I'm a child of the 60s, John Kennedy has always been my favorite president. He made mistakes like they all do. He did a lot of things he shouldn't have, like most of us do. But he did make me believe in the future of America. And isn't that what we really want? At 71, I might not have much of a future, but my kids and grandkids do. And I want a president who doesn't talk about what we used to be. I want a president who talks about what we can be. And if they will do that, and if they can do that, then I would agree that age is just a number. An important number, but just a number.
So interesting to me because we do have, let's be honest, let's just say what it is. Trump is in his 70s. Joe Biden is in his 70s. Bernie also in his 70s. And people have discussed that you need a mental acuity. You need a fastness, a speed in which to make decisions quickly and get a lot of information fast. So what do you guys think? If I can just go around the horn again, what is too old for you? For a president. Yeah. Sorry.
I think 80. I'll
80.
Say. Yeah.
Okay.
Really? I don't want to put an exact number. It's just that age where you can no longer relate to your people.
Okay.
I think 80 is a good number, but I look at myself as I'm in my early 40s and somebody that's traveled really throughout my entire 30s. It was starting to wear on me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine putting 30 years on top of how I am now. Increase the travel and the stress level, people coming at you, rallies. It's a lot to put on somebody.
And the wisdom.
Yeah,
right.
You gotta have wisdom.
All right, well, and yeah, we do need wisdom. DBL, please write us in your number as well. Up next on DBL, the debut of our new Friday segment, Superstar.
Is it about me?
It's not. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Hey guys, welcome to our review of Ad Astra. I'm Stephanie and I'm joined by
Raquel.
Okay, so Raquel, we went to go and see Ad Astra the other day. What do you think?
I think we're gonna have very differing opinions on this.
Ooh.
For being a space movie starring Brad Pitt, it has everything I would ever want in a movie.
Okay.
I liked it for the fact that it shows what space and colonization might be like of planets when other humans get involved in other countries. I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I thought it got a little cheesy.
Okay, so I loved the kind of digital green screen special effects aspect. So I love seeing what it would be like in space. And I feel like it really transported me into that world. And I thought it was so beautiful. But for me, the actual storyline just went on a bit. There wasn't enough kick to the punch. Do you know what I mean?
I felt like it kind of got like a little bit repetitive because I'm like, okay, anytime Brad Pitt hangs out with someone, we know what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was beautiful to look at though.
Yeah.
Everything.
The visual aspect.
Yeah, and I kind of think it's like a little bit of a sci-fi masterpiece, but the storytelling gets a little murky towards the end. They could have gone so many different directions.
Yeah.
And then they just decided to go with like the same story in space all over again, like that emotional aspect.
I'm not gonna lie, Sandra Bullock in Gravity was way better and stronger than this. Brad Pitt and Ad Astra for me.
Yeah, they are similar, especially the endings, and I will say Gravity was stronger, but this one was more beautiful to look at.
Okay, so cinema, red box, or don't bother?
If you like the idea of having all the visual effects and the sounds and all the things for that aspect, go see it in the cinema. If you just want to casually see it, definitely go Redbox. What about you?
Cinema or don't bother. All in or don't even waste your money.
Very, very strong. All right. See you next time.
what's going on, DBL Nation? I'm Brandon London. I told my mom at a young age I wanted to play professional football, and she said, show me. So I worked my tail off. I would describe myself as the host that brings energy to the panel.
Are you not entertained?
My perspective doesn't really come from a book. It comes from different experiences.
This is that social injustice that Colin Kaepernick took a knee for.
The co-host that makes me most hopeful is hands down my big sister, Erica Cobb. She just makes me better as a person, not only on camera, but off camera. Don't show her that. DBL is raw, DBL is live, DBL is opinionated, and DBL is what you should be watching.
You are too cute.
Yeah.
You are too wonderful, and you added an enormous amount of effervescence to this panel.
Thank you.
Every day.
Every single day.
It seems like you approach it like you approach sports.
Yeah, because I mean, I look at you all and I look at the successes you all had, and I've always been like, don't be the weakest link. Make sure you come and have something thought-provoking to add to such a great team.
Well, you do.
So,
We love you, Brandon.
I'm just trying to fit in what you got.
Well, we do have a new segment here we're debuting today. Every Friday, DBL will feature an extraordinary person who made a big impact by doing something kind for someone else. So let's get right to our first DBL superstar of the week. Now, the story all starts with the wrong text message. A friend was texting to reach Alex Jakeman to bring food over for his family. His 4-year-old son, Noah, recently suffered a seizure and is in the ICU. One number was off, and instead, she texted Bill Clayton. When Bill learned about what happened, he asked, how can I help? Bill set up a Facebook fundraiser that has raised over $1,000 for little Noah. A GoFundMe for Noah has also reached $14,000. When Bill was asked why he was doing it, he said he was teaching his son how to step up and do what's right. He is still in the hospital, but they are optimistic. So
That's God.
We love you. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Be good to each other.
That's God.